You've been told your whole life to be nice. Be the good guy, and nobody told you the price. Being nice has a cost, and most men only realize it when it's already too late. If you're the kind of man who avoids conflict, explains himself too much, gives second chances, and tries to be fair with everyone, this video is going to offend you. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the men who are always nice are the first ones ignored, used, and replaced. You were taught that kindness builds loyalty, that fairness earns respect, that being agreeable makes people value you. Being nice feels safe, it feels like the right thing to do, and it might be the most expensive mistake you will ever make. Machiavelli warned against this centuries ago. Not because kindness is evil, but because unprotected kindness is weakness, and weakness is always exploited. When you are always agreeable, people stop fearing consequences. When there is no fear, there is no respect. And when there is no respect, kindness becomes a weakness. Machiavelli understood this about human nature. He didn't romanticize people. He studied them. And his warning was brutal. A ruler who tries to be good at all times will be ruined among those who are not good. That's not cruelty. That's realism. And if you're thinking, but I don't want to be ruthless, good. Neither did Machiavelli. What he warned against was something far more dangerous: being harmless. Because harmless men don't get betrayed loudly. They get drained quietly. And here's the trap. The nicer you are, the more people feel entitled to you, your time, your attention, your forgiveness. And when you finally push back, they act shocked. They call you cold. They say you've changed. No, you stopped bleeding for free. Before we go further, pause for a second. Think about the last time you let something slide. The last time you stayed quiet to keep the peace. Did it bring you peace? Or did it teach people how far they could go with you? Machiavelli observed this pattern clearly. He wrote, in essence, that men are quick to forget benefits, but slow to forget fear. Not because they are evil, but because they are human. And if you misunderstand human nature, you don't become virtuous. You become vulnerable. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever noticed how the more understanding you are, the more people push you? The more patient you are, the more they delay respecting you. The more forgiving you are, the more they feel entitled to cross your boundaries. That's not bad luck. That's cause and effect. Here's the harsh truth nobody wants to say out loud. People don't respect what they don't fear losing. They don't value what never pushes back. And they don't protect someone who refuses to protect himself. The world does not reward kindness. It rewards leverage. And every time you choose niceness over self-respect, you quietly hand your leverage away. You think being nice keeps you safe. It doesn't. It makes you predictable. You think being nice earns loyalty? It doesn't. It attracts people who need something from you. You think being nice builds reputation. It does. The wrong one, Machiavelli warned. Not in soft words, not in motivational quotes. He warned that people do not respect goodness unless it comes with the ability to do harm. In The Prince, the message is clear. A man who is only good becomes prey among wolves. And look around. You've seen it happen. The guy who always helps, always listens, always forgives, always explains himself. Where is he now? Underappreciated and confused why life keeps stepping on him. Let me paint you a scene. You say yes when you want to say no. You stay quiet when you should speak. You tolerate disrespect to keep the peace. And slowly, something shifts. People interrupt you. People push boundaries. People assume access to your time, your energy, your effort. Not because they're evil, but because you made it easy. I'm going to expose the hidden cost of being nice, the one that destroys authority before you even realize it's gone. Stick around. Because this is where most men lose control of their own lives. This is where it starts to get uncomfortable. Once you see how this works, you can't unsee it. Let's start where the damage actually begins. The nice man believes respect will come if he proves he is good enough. The world works the opposite way. Respect comes when people know there is a line they cannot cross. People don't wake up planning to disrespect you. They learn it. It happens slowly, while you're telling yourself you're doing the right thing. Every time you tolerate disrespect without response, you teach people your limits. Every time you forgive without consequence, you show them the cost of crossing you is low. Every time you soften your boundaries to avoid tension, you lower the cost of crossing you. And human beings respond to incentives, not intentions. Marcus Aurelius said, "You can be kind without being weak." But most people miss the second half of that lesson. Kindness without firmness is self-betrayal. Here's the harsh reality. People don't remember how kind you were. They remember what happened when they crossed you. And when nothing happens, something dangerous forms in their mind. They stop seeing you as a person with boundaries. They start seeing you as a resource, someone to lean on, someone to interrupt, someone to borrow from, someone to dump problems on, someone to ignore when it's inconvenient. You become useful, not respected. And usefulness without authority is a trap. A late reply you excuse, a promise broken that you rationalize, a boundary crossed that you forgive without correction. You tell yourself you're being mature, but what you're actually doing is removing friction. And where there is no friction, pressure builds. People don't respect what costs them nothing. Seneca warned about this long before modern psychology existed. He said, "He who is too eager to forgive invites injury." Not because forgiveness is wrong, but because forgiveness without correction teaches people there is no cost, and human behavior follows incentives. Machiavelli understood that power depends on perception, and perception is shaped by consequences. If there is no consequence for crossing you, your words lose weight. Your silence stops being respected. Your presence stops commanding attention. And here's the part most people miss. Niceness doesn't prevent conflict. It delays it. It compounds it. Until one day, the disrespect isn't subtle anymore. It's open, public, and by then, correcting it costs 10 times more than it would have earlier. This is why Machiavelli advised rulers to set boundaries early. Not loudly, but clearly. Because once people learn they can cross you safely, reversing that belief is painful. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think respect is something you earn by being good, by being understanding. That's a lie. Respect is learned through boundaries, and niceness erases them. When you let things slide early, you don't look mature. You look negotiable. Every time you excuse bad behavior, you teach people what they can get away with. Every time you stay silent when something crosses a line, you send a message louder than words. You're telling them, this is allowed. And once something becomes allowed, it becomes expected. This is why nice people feel shocked later in life. They say things like, "I don't understand how this happened. I was always good to them. I never did anything wrong." Exactly. You never did anything. You are constantly managing other people's comfort while slowly abandoning your own. And the moment you finally speak up, they look at you like you are the problem. Why? Because you trained them. You taught them a version of you that never pushes back. So when you finally do, it feels like betrayal to them. But it isn't betrayal. It's correction. And correction always feels aggressive to people who benefited from your silence. Machiavelli put it bluntly. Men forget favors faster than they forget punishments. Not because they're ungrateful, but because consequences leave an imprint. And if this part is uncomfortable, good. That means you're seeing the pattern. Because next, we need to talk about the hidden psychological cost of being nice. The one that doesn't just affect how others treat you. It changes how you see yourself. And that's where real damage begins. Before we go further, pause for a second. If you're still watching, you're not like most people. Most people quit when truth starts getting uncomfortable. They scroll. They distract themselves. They avoid it. But you stayed. And that tells me something uncomfortable about you. You've felt this cost before. You just didn't have the words for it. Here's the harsh truth. Being nice doesn't just drain your leverage. It slowly erases your identity. Not overnight, not dramatically. It happens in moments you call normal. Let me show you how. You start saying yes when you want to say no. Not because you agree, but because you don't want tension. You start laughing at jokes that disrespect you. Not because they're funny, but because silence feels awkward. You start explaining your decisions to people who don't even respect you, just so they won't misunderstand you. And every time you do this, something inside you contracts. You feel it later, in quiet moments, at night. That irritation, that sense you're being pulled in directions you never chose. And that's the dangerous part. Marcus Aurelius warned, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your thoughts are always, let it go. Don't cause trouble. Then over time, your soul becomes quiet, small, tired. How many times have you felt resentment but smiled anyway? How many times did you say no worries when there were worries? Niceness doesn't remove conflict. It internalizes it. And internal conflict is far more destructive than external confrontation. Nice people don't get protected. They get tested over and over until something breaks. And here's the most painful part. People will tell you they like you, but they won't follow you. They won't fear disappointing you. They won't hesitate to cross you. You become liked, but ineffective. Comfortable, but forgettable. And if you're honest, deep down, you already feel this. That quiet frustration, that sense of being overlooked, that feeling of giving more than you receive. This is the cost no one talks about. Now stop, think. When was the last time you felt drained after being helpful? When was the last time you replayed a conversation in your head thinking, I should have said something? That's not overthinking. That's self-betrayal catching up. Seneca said, no man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity. Niceness feels safe. It feels moral. Until you realize it cost you your voice. And here's the gut punch. People don't remember what you sacrificed for them. They remember what you refused to tolerate. That's where respect lives. If this hit harder than you expected, type this quietly in the comments. I've been shrinking myself. What I'm about to say is uncomfortable, but it explains patterns you felt and never fully understood. People stop investing in you, not emotionally, not mentally, and it happens without a single argument. Here's why. Human beings are drawn to resistance, to people who require effort to access. Think about work. Who gets promoted? Not the nicest, the most visible. Who gets listened to? Not the most agreeable, the most certain. Who gets followed? Not the kindest, the clearest. Nice men mistake patience for strategy, but patience without pressure is submission. Machiavelli understood this when he warned that men who hesitate appear weak, even when they are capable. The moment you delay asserting yourself, people assume you have nothing to assert. And once that assumption forms, it sticks. Here's a brutal truth. People do not push nice men down, they step over them. Because nothing resists. You become background noise, reliable. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. But nice people fear being misunderstood more than being controlled. So they retreat. They go back to old patterns. They smooth things over. They apologize for enforcing standards they should have had all along. And slowly, ambition dies. Not because you lack drive, but because growth requires friction. And niceness avoids friction at all costs. Let me give you a scenario you'll recognize. At first, they chase your attention. They value your time. They listen when you speak. Then they realize something. You'll still be there. No matter how late they reply, no matter how little effort they give, no matter how often they disappoint you. So they relax. And when people relax around you, attraction dies. Not romance only. Respect dies too. Machiavelli warned that when men feel no consequence, they lose discipline. And discipline is what keeps value alive. Think about this. Why do people respect leaders who say less, not more? Why do the most influential figures seem distant, not available? Because distance creates gravity. Nice people collapse that distance. They over-explain to be understood. They overgive to be appreciated. They overstay to be included. And what they get in return is familiarity. And familiarity breeds indifference. Now let's hit the painful truth. How many relationships faded without a fight? No betrayal, no explosion, just quiet withdrawal. They stopped calling, and you told yourself, they just changed. They got busy. No, they stopped valuing what they didn't have to earn. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. But nice people do the opposite. They want to be liked. They want to be praised. They want reassurance, so they make themselves easy. And easy things are not protected. They are consumed. This is why nice men often feel invisible. They give, they support, they show up, but they're not desired. They're not prioritized. They're not feared to lose. Now pause. Ask yourself this. If you pulled back tomorrow, who would notice immediately? Who would feel the absence? Who would adjust their behavior? If the answer is almost no one, this isn't about bad luck. It's about positioning. And here's the brutal part. The world doesn't reward intention. It rewards structure. If your presence has no conditions, it has no weight. Most people won't admit this. They'll lie to protect their self-image. Listen carefully. This is the part most people are not ready to hear. If you remember only one thing from this video, let it be this. Being nice does not make you good. It makes you predictable. And predictability is death in a competitive world. Here's the hook you need to sit with. If niceness actually worked, the most powerful men in history would have relied on it. They didn't. They abandoned it early. Machiavelli was brutally clear about this. He warned that men who depend on goodwill place their fate in the hands of others. And the moment people control your fate, you are no longer free. Nice men live on borrowed power. They rely on approval. They rely on reputation. They rely on being seen as harmless. And the second circumstances change, all of that collapses. Let me expose the harsh truth. People don't betray nice men because they're evil. They betray them because they can, because there's no cost, because the nice man already taught them forgiveness comes first. Consequence never comes. Powerful men understand something nice men avoid. Respect is not earned through kindness. It is maintained through consequence. Good intentions do not protect you. Being understood does not protect you. Being liked does not protect you. Power protects you. And power does not come from pleasing others. It comes from self-command. Here is what separates powerful men from nice men. Powerful men decide who they are before the world tells them who to be. Nice men let the world shape them through reactions. Powerful men accept being misunderstood. Nice men panic when someone disapproves. Powerful men enforce boundaries without explaining them. Nice men explain themselves into irrelevance. This is the cost you've been paying. Every time you softened your edge to be accepted, you trained people to test you. Every time you chose peace over clarity, you taught others you wouldn't resist. Every time you stayed silent to avoid friction, you signaled that pressure works on you. Machiavelli did not teach cruelty. He taught realism. He understood that the world does not reward innocence. It rewards awareness. And awareness demands one thing. You must be willing to lose approval. Because approval is a leash. The moment you stop needing it, something changes. People listen differently. They hesitate before crossing you. They adjust their behavior around you. Not because you became louder, but because you became firm. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer serves you." Nice men stay, powerful men leave. Nice men hope to be chosen. Powerful men choose themselves. This is the turning point. You don't become powerful by being rude. You become powerful by being unmovable, calm, clear, unapologetic. Let others misunderstand you. Let them label you. Let them feel uncomfortable. Your job is not to be liked. Your job is to be unbreakable. Now ask yourself one final question. How much of your life have you given away trying to be good when you should have been strong? You don't need to become cold. You don't need to become cruel. But you must stop being harmless. You must stop explaining yourself. Stop shrinking to fit rooms that were never built for you. Stop trading truth for comfort. The world doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards clear boundaries and controlled force. Most men never hear this truth, not because it's hidden, but because it's uncomfortable. They stay nice, they stay quiet, and then they wonder why life keeps passing them by. And now you have a choice. You either keep being easy to manage, or you become someone people think twice about crossing. If this exposed something in you, don't ignore it. Write this in the comments. I'm done being manageable. Share this with someone who keeps choosing approval over respect. It might be the wake-up call they need. Like the video so more men hear this message. Subscribe if you're done being overlooked. See you in the next video.